right, studio time check says it's 34 minutes past 6 a.m. Today, the 23rd day in December of 2025. Good morning to you, dear listener. Thank you for tuning to Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio, your number one family radio in the whole of Oyo State. We're broadcasting live from the Wells Broadcasting House along Alafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. Welcome this wonderful Tuesday morning to Perspectives Unlimited. My name is Bolanle Oduekun Ayola. I'll be your host on Perspectives Unlimited, taking a look at headlines and stories making the rounds across the different dailies in the country. That's what we do on Perspectives Unlimited. But before we get to that proper, kindly follow us on all our social media platforms. You find us on Facebook. We're currently live on Facebook, so you find us on Facebook at Wells Radio 893 FM fan page. We're also on X, on Instagram, on TikTok at Wells Radio 893. If for some reason you found out that the battery of your radio set is about to go off, you can listen to us from your phone on our website, www.wellsradio893.com. I'll take that again, www.wellsradio893.com. You can also listen to us via our website, or you can find us on a couple of radio directories. We're available on onlineradiobox.net. We're also available on radiogarden.com. Good morning once again, and welcome to Perspectives Unlimited on Wells Radio 89.3 FM. As I said, we'll be taking a look at headlines and stories that are making the rounds across the different dailies in Nigeria, and we'll discuss them together with my analyst this morning. We're going to be talking about some of these stories, helping you to get better informed on what's happening in the country. I have the front pages of the Punch newspaper. I also have the front page of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. I also have the front page of the Vanguard newspaper and the Daily Trust newspaper as well this morning. We'll start with the front page of the Punch newspaper, where the lead headline says, "Autonomy battle. Local governments demand direct funds as states receive 7.43 trillion naira. Local governments allocations surge by 42% in 2025, 18 months after federal government fails to implement Supreme Court judgment." That story is on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. Killings, U.S. conducts surveillance flights over Nigeria. This according to reports. The story is on page 10. Contract revisions cost federal government extra 929 billion naira. That's on page 2. Yuletide, police tighten security. Federal government declares holidays. You find that on page 19 of the Punch newspaper. More headlines. Oil earnings fall short by 16.2 trillion naira. That story is on page 9. Kwam 1 loses bid to block Awujale selection process. That's on page 7. U.S. launches $3,000 leave voluntary immigration plan. That story is on page 7 of the Punch newspaper this morning. More headlines from the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Oyo, Ogun, Lagos unveiled joint security offensive to secure highways and cities. The writer says, go after bandits, criminals in Southwest. Chief of Army Staff tells troops. That story is on page 2 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. ADC faults 2026 budget, says it promotes fiscal recklessness and wishful thinking. That's on page 17. More headlines. Kogi government, others battle to ease Lokoja Abuja gridlock. That's on page 27. Federal government introduces mandatory drug test for public service applicants. You find that on page 4. More headlines. Ribadu leads federal government team to oil spill site in Ogoni. Tinubu is pleased with your leadership. Ribadu tells Fubara. That's on page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. And this health story says FDA approves first pill to treat low libido in women after menopause. That's on page 27 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. On the front page of the Vanguard newspaper, the lead headline says, Gazette furor. We didn't alter tax laws, says federal government. Adds it's NASA fair. What we didn't pass can't become law. That's from the lawmakers. Senators, reps sit today over controversial alterations. Others. Also, ADP rights group demand thorough probe. That story is on page 5 of the Vanguard newspaper this morning. More headlines. Capital importation declines 62% to $1.13 billion. More headlines this morning. Trump recalls U.S. envoys to Nigeria and 29 other countries. That's on page 9 of the Vanguard newspaper. Diplomatic spat with U.S. on religious violence resolved, says federal government. Ends ambiguous treatment of terrorists, outlines 2026 roadmap. That's on page 8 of the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Dust over conferment of Yoruba chieftaincy titles. You find that story on page 7. Ahead, AFCON opener, Super Eagles static on FIFA CAF rankings. That's on page 32 of the Vanguard newspaper. And on the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper, the lead headline says federal government digs in on tax law. That story is on pages 3 and 4 of the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. Wonderful, wonderful headlines, and we're going to be discussing them this morning alongside my analyst who's in the studio with us this morning, as we will be talking about these issues. Mr. Chukwemeka Munachi, so good morning to you. How are you doing?
Good morning, Bola. I'm doing very well by the special grace of God.
By the special grace of God. That's what it takes these days.
Yeah.
It has to be extremely special.
You can't do without God.
Definitely.
The way things are going in Nigeria today, you really have to, be on the side of God.
The winning side.
The winning side for you to be able to, navigate the scenario where we have found ourselves in our country.
I definitely agree with you. Let's start. While this is not exactly in the headlines, but there's something that relates to it. The surge in prices of airfares. The lawmakers complained about this last week. They said that now you may find yourself spending as much as 400,000 naira, 500,000 naira just to travel within the Nigerian space. And as a result of that, the Kogi-Abuja highway is blocked. That's the only way to put it. I saw the videos. It's blocked. The road has always been bad.
It has always been bad, yes.
That place has always been a hot spot
for
kidnappers and bandits. And do we say, because so it would seem that more people, being unable to afford airfares are resorting to road travel.
Yeah.
That's a consequence. There's a song that we used to, someone taught me when I was younger, that actions have consequences.
Yeah, everything has consequences.
Yeah, the song is, these are the consequence. So, the consequence, these are the consequences of our actions or inactions as a nation.
Yes, you see, Bola, when the issue came up about 2 or 3 weeks ago, when the senators and the House of Rep members raised dust that, and even called the aviation minister to appear before them and explain why there should be such a hike in airfare. And Nigerians were telling them that you can't be flying all the time. Use the road, because you have told us that the road we've been using as the ordinary Nigerians. Why can't you use it? Why are you afraid of the airfare, the hike in airfare? Go and use the road. So, and many of them, you see, that is why you are experiencing this traffic jam along Lokoja, Kaduna, Abuja, and there is something they did. Mohammed Shehu, part of I think is a high-ranking FRC official in Kaduna. He said yesterday that they deployed a lot of FRC officials along this route. You understand? In order to, number one, arrest reckless drivers, those who drive under the influence, those who are that overloaded their vehicle, and so many other traffic breaches. But they didn't mention something about security. I didn't see anywhere where security of the travelers were mentioned. Yes, FRC, they don't carry gun. We know they don't carry gun. They are not armed. So what if there is a breach along those routes? What is going to happen? You know, we have put our people at the mercy of these kidnappers and bandits and the non-state actors.
You know, not to also talk about the fact that in situations like that where there's so many cars, you know,
on the road,
there could be accidents. There could be there's the threat of fire, you know, and so ordinarily, when there's a situation, an extraordinary situation like that, you would have the fire service, you'd have the police, you'd have the ambulance, you'd have, you know, all the mitigating agencies that can mitigate whatever can absolutely go wrong. Do you think that the elite, the political elite in Nigeria, do you think that they need to start facing what the ordinary Nigerians are facing before? Do you think that when they face what the ordinary Nigerians are, because ordinary Nigerians, those earning minimum wage, could not afford to fly anyway.
Where are they flying to? The issue is this, Bola.
So do you think that now that in a way they are experiencing what we have been experiencing all these years, do you think that they can then sit down and say, oh no, we should make this better?
No, Bola, they are not. This one is just a flash in the pan. It's not going to be a prolonged experience for some of them. If we are a society that is structured in a way to grow, the elite will face what the ordinary people are facing. I'm coming. If we have a country that we know where we are going to, and there is a law that if you are in government, you should not take your children outside Nigeria for any education. If you are in government, you should not go for medical tourism outside this country. If you are in government, you use Nigerian-made goods. Do you think we'll be where we are today? And there are many countries that have made these laws, and it's working for them. That's why if you go there, you see development. But here in Nigeria, simply because they increase airfare, the senators and the House of Reps were almost going gaga, calling the aviation minister, questioning him as if the man committed murder. But you forgot there are roads. Why can't you use the roads? If you can't afford 500 and 650,000 to travel to where you are going, take the road. Shebi, you are there to make laws to secure the citizens. Take the road, but they were afraid. You understand? So because if we make these laws I'm just advocating for, do you think we'll be where we are? We will not be where we are. Because ASU will not go on strike. Because when they go on strike, you know that as a minister, your child will be at home. Here in Nigeria, somebody will have ear problem. The next time he's in Germany for medical treatment. And he will come out and tell the world that Nigerian hospital is working. If it's working, why didn't you? Do you know it is even risky? When you expose your government officials to be treated by people from other nations, you are even exposed. Your critical assets are being exposed. But we don't look at all these things. We come about and be doing things as if people don't matter. If we matter to those who rule us, they know what to do. All of us, we share the same experience. That is why if you go to some nations and see where their leaders are doing the normal thing, they feel the pain of the people. And that is why they are compelled to work. But here, no. Once you are in politics, once you are in power, you are shielded from ordinary harassment of life. You cannot be harassed again. Everything works for you. Even your girlfriend, self, if you want to go and do their hair, you use a siren, chase ordinary people away from the road so that they can pass and do their hair. Is that a normal country?
Let's move on and talk about other things this morning. There's so many headlines fighting for attention on the dailies, so we'll take as much as we can. Now, on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper, the lead headline says, Oyo, Ogun, Lagos unveil joint security offensive to secure highways and cities. Go after bandits, criminals in Southwest. Chief of Army Staff tells troops. I want us to take that story so we can, discuss some more. Okay, let's take the story. Now it says that in a renewed push to curb banditry and other criminal activities, the governments of Oyo, Ogun, and Lagos states on Monday launched a joint security operation aimed at strengthening safety along major highways and urban centers across the southwest. The collaborative operation, designed to protect commuters, residents, and businesses, focused particularly on high-risk corridors such as the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway and adjoining routes linking the three states. Tagged Joint Show of Force, the security awareness and enforcement exercise was organized by the police commands of the three states in collaboration with other security agencies, and the operation commenced from the Lagos end of the expressway and terminated at Ojo, Ibadan, underscoring a united and coordinated approach to crime prevention in the region. The Oyo State Police Command headquarters, speaking at Elele, the Special Advisor to Governor Makinde on Security Matters, CP Fatai Owosheni, described the initiative as a timely and proactive response to emerging security threats. He said the joint operation is signaling a clear message to criminal networks that insecurity will not be tolerated in any forms. Now, fine, they did a show of force. I saw the videos of the Amotekun, the police cars, and all of them moving en masse and stopping their journey at the LLE police command. Insecurity, as much as we'd like to believe that in Nigeria insecurity is only in the north, we would be deceiving ourselves if we say that it has not found its way little by little into the southwest. Over the past couple of months, from the state governors, I'm talking about the southwest governors, to the National Assembly, to the Senate, and even to the presidency of recent, have talked about state police. Where are we on state police? Have we made a headway?
We have, the president made a promise to EU and the Western countries about a week ago that state police will be implemented. It is not a question of making a promise. If we are running a true federal system of government, you don't need to make a promise to any international organization that you implement state police. They expect you, because it is part of true federalism. You even have local government police. It's only that we are running a hybrid federation.
Are we just paying lip service?
It is pure lip service, public relations performance, grandstanding. We are not doing, and even these nations, they look at us and say, what kind of human beings are these? Do you need to tell us you want to implement a state police where it is part of the true federal system of government which we claim to be running? Now, coming to the synergy among Southwest governors, there are many things they ought to put in place. Look, Bola, some of the things that fuel this insecurity is bad road network. These criminals know bad spots along the route, and they go there to wait.
People
that are traveling from Ibadan to just Abeokuta here, go and ask them for their experience. You will see that once a vehicle goes there and it doesn't go to mechanic, that vehicle must be, the hand of God must be on that vehicle. Because the roads are dilapidated and terrible. Now, these are some of the areas where these non-state actors can go and stay. Will Amateku police, will they always be there? That's the question. So this one they are doing is just a show of, you call it a show of force. How sustainable is it? First of all, I keep saying it that we lack visionary leaders. We lack them. And that's why...
But they'll tell you that the roads, of course, can't be fixed in one day. It takes planning. So
but how long will they be planning? You are planning and planning. You are planning and planning and planning.
And they'll tell you that it's one road at a time.
It is, look, Bola, the oil subsidy we removed. What did they tell us we are going to use the money for? Critical infrastructure. Is road network not part of critical infrastructure?
But that's from the federal government.
Whether federal or state. You understand? The masses must be taken care of. Even if you don't give us food on the table, make critical infrastructure available so that people can breathe. Now, this show of force we are talking of among the Southwest governors, how sustainable is it? Can it be? Look, Sunday Igboho was crying the other day that they kill some farmers in their place. That they don't know the people that went there to slaughter some people. Insecurity is not only in the north, it's everywhere. Now, this highway is a high-risk corridors. Do you know that as people are traveling this Christmas, I have read it, there is a lot of extortion going on the highway. They will arrest motorists and ask for radio license. Go and Google it, you will see it. So you are trying to solve one problem, you are creating another problem somewhere because the whole place is just in a mess. So if they will secure the highways, high-risk corridors, fine. But are they going to continue to be on those roads throughout the Yuletide season? Or after the Christmas season, everybody will go home to their tents, so Israel? That's the thing. Every effort at solving our insecurity problem must be something that will go a long way. It will go a long haul, because you don't secure some people this season. At the other season, you leave them at the mercy of non-state actors. It's not sustainable. It's not right.
That's a very good question. So we'll pose this question to the police force and to the armed forces. Is this show of force for protection, is it going to continue
Yes.
through the Yuletide season? And what even happens after the Yuletide? What happens after January 1st when people are coming back? Is this also still going to go on? Have your officers been told expressly not to extort people? Are there punishments? Are there models in place to checkmate that as well? Because if someone is trying to extort you on a lonely road, the first thing they think, what comes to your mind is self-preservation, and they say, let me just pay them and go, and then there's no proper platform for you to seek redress on the situation. So have all these things been put in place? Those are the questions that we need to ask this morning, and I do hope that if we're being heard this morning by the powers that be, they can listen to this and also have a different perspective on things. On the Vanguard newspaper this morning, we didn't alter tax laws, says federal government. Now, the presidency yesterday distanced itself from alleged alterations of the tax bill passed by both chambers of the National Assembly. Addressing questions from journalists, the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Idris Mohammed, dismissed claims of executive interference in the tax law process, saying any discrepancy identified was an affair of the National Assembly. Mr. Abdulsamad Dasuki of Sokoto PDP had alleged last week that the gazetted version of the tax laws is different from what the lawmakers debated and approved, prompting the House of Reps to set up a 7-man committee to investigate the matter and report back. So the House of Reps are going to sit today to debate this issue. The Senate will also sit to deliberate on constitutional amendments and other issues. Now, the Minister of Information has said that the matter is firmly within the legislature's domain. He said that he said, let me put it this way. He said, to be honest with you, I have not seen the two versions. What I know is that the executive presented a document. It was processed by the National Assembly, passed, returned, and signed. If the National Assembly has identified discrepancies and has set up a committee, we should allow that process to run. The minister stressed that as far as the federal government was concerned, there is only one version of the tax document, adding that any further clarification will come after the lawmakers conclude their review. It's also speaking the same manner on a TV show on Hard Copy I watched, the chairman of the Presidential Fiscal Policy of the Tax Reforms Committee, Taiwo Yedele, also said the same. He said he hasn't seen the second, copy that is causing the uproar, and he's saying that he said it in a particular way. He said that he suspects that this is the work of people that just want to spoil the credibility of the tax reform laws, and that they are recruiting unsuspecting Nigerians to sensationalize this matter on social media. And everyone is saying, let's just wait for the House of Reps.
You see, but when you are talking of this house issue, tax issue, this Taiwo Yodele of a man, you see, is one person that you cannot define. Tomorrow he's saying one thing, the other day he'll be saying another thing. You don't really, I don't know why he's so I don't know why is you cannot pinpoint exactly where this man stands. You are giving. I'm coming.
He stands
you are giving money. You are giving money to
reform.
perform a duty. For goodness' sake, you have done what you're supposed to. This man should be eased out. If you look at what this man is saying, it's different from what I'm coming. What he's saying is different from what FIRS is saying. They are not saying the same thing.
But
This
it's
man,
not FIRS that spearheaded this.
I'm coming.
Reform.
It was Taiwo Oyedele.
Yes.
He has done his job. Now, if there are discrepancies in what was gazetted and what the House harmonized, now the thing is in the House. We are going to wait and see exactly what actually happened. We are going to wait. Nigerians should wait, because now, thank God for Abdul Samad Dasuki, who even went to Ministry of Information and obtained the copies. He said he bought the copies and examined them and discovered that...
Please, let me come in at this point. We'll take a short break.
Okay.
When we come back from that break, we'll continue our conversation. It's 7 o'clock. We need to run some advertisements.
Okay.
We'll be right back. It's
Okay,
Perspectives Unlimited on Wells Radio 89.3 FM. Please don't go anywhere. Just stay with us.
Christ Ambassadors International College is a private, co-educational Christian day and boarding school located at Alafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. We offer a blend of Nigerian and British curricula designed to nurture global leaders with godly values, with world-class facilities, exciting co-curricular programs, exceptional pastoral care, and outstanding academic results. We ensure your child's dream becomes a reality. Our entrance examination for 2026-2027 academic session will hold on Saturday, 14th February 2026 at 8 a.m. For inquiries, please call 0704-530-8414 or 0814-177-2806 or visit www.christambassadorscollege.com. Christ Ambassadors International College, nurturing global and godly scholars.
Are you hungry for something delicious? Food that feels like home but tastes like pure luxury? Then welcome to Honeydew Restaurant, where every meal is made to make you smile. From our smoky jollof to rich ofada sauce to a variety of delicious soups like egusi, eforiro, and more, paired with your favorite proteins and hot, freshly made swallows, all made for you to enjoy. We also handle bulk orders in liters, fresh and ready whenever you need it. We deliver it to your doorstep. At Honeydew, it's not just the food, it's the feel. With our beautiful ambience, perfect for your romantic dates, family outings, or your quiet, relaxing evening escape. Join us every last Friday of the month at 7 p.m. for karaoke night with Jayola and enjoy music, games, food, drinks, and free mocktails and cocktails as you sing your hearts out. Visit us at Plot 42, Block 8, Alaafi Avenue, beside Wells Radio, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. For your doorstep delivery or inquiries, call or WhatsApp 0814-691-6635, 0814-691-6635. Honeydew Restaurant, where every meal is made to make you smile.
How long will it take you to confirm payment? I have been waiting for the past 1 hour. I'm so sorry. Our network is slow. I will just run out of data. Same excuse yesterday. It is unacceptable, please. You better switch to One Data Internet Service. One Data? Yes, One Data. One Data is an internet service provider with the best alternative and solution for unlimited speed. One Data provides fast and reliable internet service to organizations, homes, and places of interest in Nigeria. With One Data, you get to enjoy the premium internet service with dedicated unlimited internet speed at all times, 24/7 fantastic customer service and support, and you enjoy a 1-month free subscription when you make payment. Now is the time to say goodbye to downtimes. Sign up with One Data today on 0811 223 2671 or visit www.onedata.ng for more inquiries. One Data, unlimited speed.
At Christmas, we celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ, the reason for the season and the enduring symbol of God's love, peace, and redemption for mankind. More than a celebration, Christmas is a moment of reflection, a reminder to live out the values Christ represents: love for one another, compassion for the vulnerable, forgiveness, humility, and hope for a better tomorrow. As families gather and communities unite, may the message of Christ bring comfort to every home, strength to every heart, and peace to our land. From all of us at Wells Radio 89.3 FM, thank you for your loyalty, your trust, and for making us part of your daily lives throughout the year. May the peace of Christ abide with you this Christmas and beyond. Merry Christmas from your family radio station, Wells Radio 89.3 FM. Boost your business with Wells Radio 89.3 FM. In a competitive world of business, strategic brand and product positioning is key to growth. Don't remain unseen in the shadows. Shine a spotlight on your brand with Wells Radio 89.3 FM today. Why Wells Radio? We are your state's #1 family radio station. We connect with the heart of families in your state. As the smallest unit of the society, families trust Wells Radio for quality content and information. Visit us today along Alafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. Our white and blue building just before Sharp Corner ensures your business won't go unnoticed. Advertise with us today. Call our marketing office on 0903 936 8185. Call Toby on 0803 509 3394. Ayo on 0706 840-7359. Take the leap today. Let Wells Radio 89.3 FM be the megaphone for your business success. You won't regret it.
89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
All right, you're welcome back. 7 minutes past 7 a.m. right here on Perspectives Unlimited on Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio, your #1 family radio in the whole of your state. Thank you so much for staying tuned and for joining us. In a short while, we'll open the phone lines and you'll be able to call us and be a part of the conversation this morning. But for now, please make use of our Facebook fan page at Wells Radio 893 FM fan page. Okay, would like you to be a part of the conversation this morning. Drop your comments and we'll definitely read them out and talk about them. So in this tax issue, I always say something that when there are 2 sides or 3 sides in the matter, ideally there should be 2 sides in this matter. It should be the House of Reps member who has accused the executive of tampering with the document and the executive, having this conversation. But everybody is saying, let's wait for NAS. So I agree that we should wait for the National Assembly to come together and give us their verdict on this particular issue, and then we'll see, what happens as regards the tax law issue. All right, let's go on and talk about other things this morning. There's this headline I saw, And I want you, our dear analysts, to want your what do you think on this? It's on the Vanguard newspaper. It says diplomatic spat with U.S. on religious violence resolved. Says federal government ends ambiguous treatment of terrorists, outlines 2026 roadmap. If indeed the diplomatic dispute has been resolved, why is the U.S. not lifting the partial ban on the visa restrictions?
It has not been.
And why are they also recalling their envoy to Nigeria?
It has not been holistically addressed. I keep saying it that this administration is so obsessed with image. They want to be seen as doing something that is good. You see, if it has been resolved, there are certain body language from the U.S. you will not see. Another thing again is that, do you know that U.S. aircraft has been doing a lot of
it's also on the dailies.
Yes,
flyby.
Yes, they have been gathering intelligence on Nigeria, on some of these non-state actors, and when they do it, they go back to Ghana. They come from Ghana, fly all over Nigeria, and now you will not hear a violation of our sovereignty
and of our airspace.
You will hear violation of our airspace.
We were also detained,
which is exactly what we did in Burkina Faso. And they brought down our aircraft and detained our 11 as officials. And America is doing it and getting away with it. They will fly over some of these areas where they know that these Boko Haram insurgents and their cousins are staying. They go back to Ghana. We didn't hear anything again. Nigeria didn't raise an alarm that our airspace is being violated. The issue is this. America knows exactly what is wrong with our security system. And we know exactly what is our problem. Over the week, 2 weeks ago or last week, some northern youths were asking for the resignation of Minister of State for Defense, Matawali. They were asking that Tinubu should send him away. And they know the reason why they're asking that man should go. Security is not something you play with. If you don't secure your country, prosperity will be far away.
Let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir. Good morning to you, sir. You're welcome.
Mr. George from Oduekun.
Good morning, Mr. George. How are you doing?
Oh, thank God.
All right, so let's have your contribution.
Thank you for the work you people are doing there.
You're welcome.
Just before this last statement, Oduekun made, I wanted to ask you, Bola, which side you dey?
I'm on the side of what is right.
Okay. And again, now, Oduekun made this last comment about US. I say, what's happening between the two of you there? US is doing whatever is doing for our own interest. So it will be wrong for us to ask whether sovereignty or no sovereignty. Let them do it. It did not come up at all. Some of the results we are getting now, we could have not gotten it. They will not bomb Nigeria. When they said they were coming, people were thinking that we'll just come and start bombing everywhere.
Oh, please call us back, Mr. George. Mr. George has always had that question of what side am I on? I'm just here merely to provide information for our listeners in this capacity on Perspectives Unlimited, and that's all. And of course, any right-thinking person would be on the side of what is right anyway. All right, so the phone lines are out. Give us a call, 0916-893-1000, 0915-333-4893, and 0911-333-893. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, madam. Your name and where you're calling from?
This is Adironke from Muslim.
Oh, how are you doing this morning, Adironke?
I'm fine, thank
You're
you.
welcome. Let's have your contribution.
Yeah, my contribution is the Oyo Ogun and Lagos State government that has come together to form a joint security architecture. It is a good one coming from them. At least this will curb the insecurity we are facing in the country. And in the southwest, sorry. And besides, I think that was how Amotekun was formed then, but Lagos was not part of the Amotekun code. So I just saw that since the Amotekun has been formed, I will just tell them that why can't they uplift it to state police? So at least all these insecurity we are facing will come to an end. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your contribution, Adirunke. 0916-893-1000, 0915-333-4893, and 0911-3333-893. These are the numbers to call to be part of the conversation this morning. I'll still appreciate if Mr. George can call us back and, finish his thoughts on the issue. U.S. to suspend visa issuance to Nigerians from January 1st, 2026. This is a continuation of what we're
It's part of the fallout of the consequences of our security situation.
So the government is just paying lip service. The fallout, or in their words, the diplomatic part has not been resolved.
Look, Bola, you maybe you've forgotten when the president came back from UAE and said that there's visa restriction. UAE people came out and said we didn't say so. I told you they are too much after image. It's not. Do the real thing.
It's a PR government.
Yes, do the real thing. You don't need to come and be telling people I'm wearing white when you're wearing black. No, you don't be after image. And when you keep seeking validation, you can't be original. You will continue to be a hypocrite. That's why I tell people, don't. When you see a man or a woman seeking validation all the time, it will never be real. There is always something to hide.
All right, let's take a look at more headlines as time permits us to this morning. The phone lines are open and you can be a part of the conversation. 0916-893-1000, 0915-333-4893, and 0911-3333-893. There's this headline on the Punch newspaper, and this conversation really went a long way yesterday, talking about drug testing. It says federal government introduces mandatory drug test for public service applicants. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, just call back.
All right, you're welcome back.
Where I was going is just the last statement Chukwuemeka just made now. We should not rely on whatever they are pushing out to us. Look at the issue of this tax reform bill. Who is the one who went there? Is it Spirit that went there to change what they agreed on before? Now they are pushing it up and down. So, Chukwuemeka,
sir,
we should always project things that will make people know exactly where we are. Because even the tax issue they are bringing up is against us. Thank you for the good work we are doing.
Thank you so much, Mr. George. Now, on the matter of drug testing, on the matter of mandatory drug testing, it's very good. It makes a lot of sense.
It's a welcome development.
Considering the fact that we've heard that some of our there's been allegations from time to time on social media that some elected officials also indulge in this bad habit.
Ebola.
Some people even say that, some of them, they use their money and influence to also get young people involved in these things. Don't you think it would be nicer if, rather than just testing the applicants, the masses, we test our elected officials from time to time?
Okay, Abola, let me tell you something. I've said this time without number, so many places. When I was writing for a particular magazine in this Ibadan, I met an elderly man who spent all his life, I've forgotten the name of the country, and the man read psychology before he came back to Nigeria here at his old age. During our conversation, the man said something that I will never forget. The man said, he looked at me and said, Chukwuemeka, he's a Yoruba man. He said, look, Chukwuemeka, my son, let me tell you something. In where I lived, schooled, and worked before returning home, some of the people you people call leaders in Nigeria, will never be allowed to take care of animals. Baba, why are you saying this? He said, because they don't have, he said, psychologically they are deformed. They can't take care of animals, not talk of taking care of human beings. He said, because they will test you. Bola, do you think that it's only the masses that need psychiatric tests? Everybody in Nigeria needs to have a date with a psychiatrist. Honestly speaking, because is it possible, Bola, that somebody will steal billions and keep it in a septic tank? Is that person normal? Is it possible that, Bola, somebody in government will build houses all over this country, knowing full well that when you die, you will not go with only your shoe? You can't even do you think that person is normal? Psychologically, that person has a problem. Do you think, Bola, that somebody in a normal human being We kill another human being in order to get into power, shed blood, pay people to go and snatch ballot box. That person has a psychological problem. Is a psychiatric case. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not only the masses, it's not only the students that be subjected to drug tests. Our leaders must be subjected to drug tests. But can we get it? We can't have it. Because we are not.
I was going to ask also that if at all, have we gotten to the point where we can trust the integrity of the tests?
Look, Bola, when you talk of integrity, where is integrity in our governance? I read a story of a lady in a particular country. She beat the traffic. Do you know because of that, she resigned from her position in her political party? But in Nigeria here, it appears that the more depraved you are, the more electable you are. The more you lie to the people, the more they clap hand for you. The more they see you as a champion, the more they call you that you are a political juggernaut. You are a political. They describe you in a superlative terms simply because you are not transparent. In a normal country, Bola, you lie to the citizens, you will resign for lying to them. But here, the more you lie, the more chieftaincy title you collect. The more people will praise you, the more people will come to your house to ask for a cup of rice and a cup of beef. How can such a society get quality governance? You can't get. We are not victims, we are accomplices. All of us as Nigerians. All of us. We are not. And that's why they are doing what they are doing to us. Because they know that no matter what they do, they get away with it. Because the people will come and clap hand for them. People from the religion, as we hail them, people from the ethnic group, we hail them as their champion. And meanwhile, the nation is sinking.
All right, let's take a look at more stories this morning. Autonomy battle. Local governments demand direct funds as states receive 7.43 trillion naira. We'll take a look at that story on the Punch newspaper. It says the Association of Local Governments of Nigeria, ALGON, and the National Union of Local Government Employees, NOLGE, have thrown their weight behind President Bola Tinubu's plan to enforce direct deductions of council funds from the Federation Account Allocation Committee, even as state governments continue to retain control over allocations to local governments. During the 15th National Executive Council meeting of the APC at the State House Conference Center, Abuja, President Tinubu urged state governors to comply with the Supreme Court ruling granting financial autonomy to local governments. The president warned that failure by governors to honor the verdict may compel him to issue an executive order to ensure direct allocations from the Federation account to local councils. When this matter started, and I'm not sure that any local government chairman went to meet the president, say, oh, please, sir, we want to be granted a local government autonomy. This came directly from the person of President Bola Tinubu. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, the Dutch radio woman.
Good morning, Mr. Mario. You're welcome.
Thank you very much, ma. See, on the issue of this country, at times when you guys are doing the analysis and you are reading the captions, at times I do wonder what is the problem of this country? And the question that comes into my mind always is that how do we salvage all those negativities that we have in the country? Because some of us, what we want in this country, you want Nigeria to be better, and that is what will bring joy to us. Now, the passionate Nigerian, I believe in this country. Why about the crops of leaders, the mode of governance that we have in this country? It's another thing that is drawing the boat of this country backward. On the issue of the local government autonomy, see, how sure are we that even if the local governments are given the autonomy, that they are going to be needful? How sure are we that they are going to live up to expectation? Recall a while ago when Mr. President gave out loads of trucks of rice to different states. I think all states have its own share. I've discovered that the governor sent it down to some various local governments. And as you and I knew how the rice was being shared among the people that have access to the rice. I doubt if 10% of the bag of rice got to the downtrodden. That's only a full stop.
You know, Mr. Mario, when you said you and I know, I was about to say I don't know.
You don't know. People know. They know. We all knew how it ended. So, and the thing does not even got to the people that even needed the vulnerables. Now, if local government are being given autonomy now, how sure are we? They are not going to be to do just like what the governors are doing. So that's
So
another problem.
are you of the opinion, Mr. Mario, that the local government funds should remain with the state governors?
No. It should be given directly to the local government chairman.
All right.
But the thing is that the local government chairman should do justice to whatever pennies and cobble that come to their hands. Let it get down to the downtrodden. Let them use the fund to develop their catchment area. That is what we want. God bless Nigeria.
Thank
God
you
bless
so much,
West
Mr.
Thank
Mario.
you very much.
Thank you so much. You know, I was going to say that that's I believe what everyone has been saying. You know, we want them to use the money to do something good, but when you don't even give the monies to them, how
are they going to do something?
You know, do we give our governors the FAAC allocations conditionally? Do we say, oh, you must do this? You must do this. If you don't do it, we're not going to give you again next month.
That is, when we talk of fall in standard of education, fall in standard of everything, that is fall in standard of leadership. Imagine Supreme Court of a nation making a pronouncement and governors are disobeying it.
You know, I was even saying
it's a shame
that at the beginning of the year, it's the president himself that came
out
and was relentlessly pushing this case.
And Bola, wait, do you know this thing undermines investors' confidence in our economy? When we cannot even obey the pronouncement of a Supreme Court, you know what that means? You scare away investors. They will not come because they know that when there is a problem, you wouldn't even listen to your court.
What's the right thing to do when you take someone to court on a matter and the court passes a judgment and then the person doesn't obey? What's the right thing to do? Let's take this call before you give me an answer. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir. Your name and where you're calling from?
John Okraf.
You're welcome, Mr. John.
Mr. Chukwuemeka.
Yes, sir.
Who are those that wrote our constitution? How did we put confusion to ourselves? You are saying that we are running federal, state, and the local government. Still in that constitution, they are still telling you that the local government is under the state.
Oh,
we lost that call.
We lost that call.
We just
Mr.
have
John.
A few minutes more, but you can try to call us back.
You asked me a question, Bola. You just asked me a question. Now
I said, what happens when you take someone to court over an issue? In this case, the president took the governors to court. The court makes a pronouncement, and the people that, they refuse to follow it, as you can see now. What are you supposed to do?
You go back to the court.
So we would advise the president to go back to court.
Yes.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Oduekun. I'm calling from Oduekun.
You're welcome, Mr. Jani.
Madam Anko, please, can I ask you a question?
Well, let's see if I can answer it. Please go ahead.
Did you read what the Supreme Court said in July 2024 as regards local government autonomy?
I believe we all did.
Okay. Let me say one or two things I know that was written in the CTC.
Please go ahead.
They said that the federal government should ensure that money goes directly to the local government.
Yes.
That no state governor should be given money belonging to the local government.
Yes.
Why has the president not sent the money directly to the local government? If anybody is violating the law, if anybody is going against what the Supreme Court said, it is the president. Because the court said that, oh, Mr. President, through the Accountant General, Attorney General, Minister of Finance, make sure that money goes directly to the local government, as long as it is a democratically elected
local government.
Now the president is playing politics.
Let me also bring your attention to the fact that that's really not what has been mentioned as the issue while the local governments are not getting their funds. Apologies, I don't want to waste your time. Please wrap up and then we'll...
No, please, go ahead. No problem about that time.
We know that they did say that the issue then stemmed from the CBN that was making unreasonable demands from the local government, saying that they should bring they should bring the audited statements. Audited statements that were supposed to have done with the people who were holding the money before.
Somebody has 000 naira in his account. Tell him to bring the account. That is just a waste of time. It's a diversionary tactic. What I believe the president is doing is that when the election is closed, he is going to issue a spurious executive order that is needless. Once the Supreme Court says this is how it is, you don't need anything to enforce it. It's just that you do it the way the Supreme Court has said. Now the president is playing politics. When elections are near, he's going to say, okay, I'm issuing an executive order and money should go directly to... No, let's not blame the governors here. The governors have their own blames. They have their own blames. But as regards local government autonomy and financing, the president should be held liable alone, all alone.
All right, thank you so much.
Yes, Bola, before we go, that's what I wanted to say before this call came in. Local government chairmen should be careful in following the president, because you don't run with the hare and chase with the fox. Because at the end of the day, the local government people will be confused. The money will be released later. Just watch.
All right. You know how they say it is a season film. We can't finish watching it. Thank you so much to everyone who called. If you're calling now, we cannot take your call, but thank you so much for at least attempting to be a part of the conversation. We take calls between 7 o'clock and 7:28. It's been Perspectives Unlimited on Wells Radio 89.3 FM. The sports team is coming closely on our heels to give you the latest stories in the world of football. AFCON is on, and we'll see what happens. Thank you so much, Mr. Chukwuma.
Thank you for having me, Bola.
My name is Bolanle Oduekun Ayola. This is Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio. Please don't go anywhere. Stay with us. Please listen to this important information. The views expressed by the interviewee in this program are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of Wells Radio 89.3 FM or its affiliated entities. Wells Radio 89.3 FM is committed to providing a platform for diverse perspectives and opinions, and the views expressed by guests on our programs are their personal viewpoints. Wells Radio 89.3 FM does not endorse or take responsibility for the content or opinions expressed by individual interviewees and callers. Thank you.